Today we are going to learn how to find the transfer function from Bode plot. Transfer function from Bode plot. Directly let us solve on sum. For the Bode plot shown in figure, find the transfer function. Find the transfer function. This is the answer. This is the answer for given sum. How to find this transfer function from the, this is the answer. How to find the transfer function for a given Bode plot. We know that we will form a table to draw the Bode plot. We have to reverse the table. Reverse the table. The first step is there. Finally, we will write coordinate. Instead of that, here we will write the range. The range of frequencies. Then net slope. We are writing the reverse order. Then slope of slope by the factor. Then we have to write the corner frequency. We are writing in the reverse order. Then we have to write the factor. So this is the way by which we have to find. The range of frequency is, let us call, this is omega 1. Here, another corner frequency, that is omega 2. This is another corner frequency, omega 3. This is omega 4. That's all. This, here, the value is 0.1, it is given. At this corner frequency, omega 2 is not given, but the magnitude is given. In this corner frequency, the corner frequency is given 8 and the magnitude is not given. Here, the magnitude is given, but corner frequency is not given. For this, we have to find the transfer function. The first thing is, if it is a slope, negative slope, then that too its slope is minus 20 dB per decade, means it is K by S. If it is horizontal, means K only, that we know. If positive slope means with 20 dB per decade, means Ks. So these are all we know. So here 20 dB per decade, the slope is 20 dB per decade. The frequency range is from omega 1 to omega 2. The net slope is minus 20 dB per decade. dB per decade. This is also dB per decade. Minus 20. This is also slope by the factor is minus 20. No corner frequency. Initially, there is a slope. That's why it is K by 20 dB. That's why K by S. Minus 20 dB. That's why K by S. The next one is omega 2 to omega 3. Here, omega 2 to omega 3, the slope is minus 40 dB. Net slope is minus 40 dB. Earlier it is minus 20. Now it becomes minus 40, means the slope by the factor is minus 20. And it is minus 20. The corner frequency is omega 2. Corner frequency is omega 2. Therefore, T2 equal to tau 2 equal to 1 by omega 2. Therefore, the factor is negative slope with corner frequency. Therefore, 1 by T2s plus 1. So this is also over. The next one is omega 3 to omega 4. Omega 3 is here. It is given 8. The slope is changed from minus 40 to minus 20. The net slope is minus, in this range, minus 20. Earlier it is minus 40, now it becomes minus 20 means plus 20 dB. The corner frequency is omega 3. Therefore, T3 equal to 1 by omega 3. Therefore, this is numerator factor plus 20. Therefore, T3s plus 1. That is also. Now, omega 4 to infinity. So, what is the slope? Minus 40. So, it's changed from minus 20 to minus 40. It is changed from minus 20 to minus 40. Therefore, minus 20 is the slope given by the factor. Therefore, the corner frequency is omega 4. Corner frequency is omega 4. T4 equal to 1 by omega 4. Therefore, it is negative. That's why 1 by T4 is plus 1. That's the question is now reduced to finding K, finding T2, finding T3, and finding T4. That's all. If you find K, T2, T3, T4, we can form the transfer function. How to find K? At omega 2, we do not know the frequency, but here we know at omega 1, we know the frequency, but we do not know the magnitude. Here we do not know the magnitude. That's why it's not possible to find at 0.1. We do not know the magnitude. Magnitude we know at omega 2. That's why first we have to find the omega 2. First we have to find the omega 2. To find omega 2, what we can do is, for this what we will write is y2 equal to slope. This is the formula. Log omega 2 by omega 1 plus y1. This is the formula that we used to use. So if you use that formula, what is y2? Y2 is what is omega 1 and omega 2 we'll use, and here we do not know the magnitude. Here we do not know the magnitude. Here we do not know the frequency. Therefore, we know one straight line, but two unknown. That's why we cannot use that. That's why we cannot use that. But here, one more point is given. Here, one more point is given. The frequency is 0.4. No, see the diagram. The frequency is given as 4. At that point, what is the magnitude? Magnitude at this point is 0 dB. That is given. Therefore, instead of using this line, we can use this line. Line A is no use because two unknowns. Here magnitude is not known. Here frequency is not known. That's why we cannot use that line. But this line, here we know the magnitude 0, frequency is 4. Both points here we know. Here we know the magnitude, we do not know the frequency. That's why that we can find. So suppose this is omega 1, this is omega 1, this is omega 2, like that if you think. So y2 equal to 0. 0 equal to slope. What is the slope here of this line? Minus 40. Minus 40. Log omega 2 is 4. Omega 1 we do not know. 4 by omega 1. Omega 2. 4 by omega 2. 4 this point we know, but here the frequency is omega 2. Omega 2 plus y1. What is the magnitude here? 36. 36 that we know. Therefore, we can say that minus 36 divided by minus 40 equal to log 4 by omega 2, or 36 by 40 equal to 4 by omega 2. 4 by omega 2 equal to 4 divided by omega 2 equal to, this becomes positive because both negative, that's why it becomes positive. 4 by omega 2 equal to 10 to 4 by omega 2 equal to 10 to the power 36 by 40. If you use that 36 by 40, then omega 2 equal to 0.5. Omega 2 equal to, this implies omega 2 equal to 0.5. Therefore, we can substitute here omega 2 equal to 0.5. Omega 2 equal to 0.5 means T2 equal to 1 by 0.5 is 2. T2 equal to 2. Now, at omega 1, at omega 2, this is up to omega 2. This slope is up to omega 2. Now we know omega 2 is 0.5 and the magnitude also we know. Therefore, for this we can write 20 log k by omega 2. That is omega 2 is what? 0.5. 0.5 equal to 36. Therefore, k equal to, so what is k? From this k we can write k by 0.5 equal to 10 to the power 36 divided by 20. Therefore, k equal to 31.55. Therefore, k equal to 31.55. That's all. So we found two parameters. Now we have to find the third parameter, T3. Here, omega 3 we have to find. Omega 3 equal to what? For that, if you use omega 2, now we know both values. Omega 2 equal to what? Omega 2 equal to 0.5. Therefore, y2 equal to 36. Omega 3 equal to what? At omega 3, do you know magnitude? We do not know the magnitude. But omega 3 equal to 8 is given. 8 is given. Therefore, omega 3 equal to 8. Omega 3 equal to 8. Therefore, y3 equal to what? Y3 equal to what? Y3 is required. Omega 3 is equal to 8 means, omega 3 equal to 8 means T3 equal to 1 by 8. That is T3 equal to 0.125. 0.125. This also over. This also over. But we need y3 because to find omega 4 we need this value. We need this value. That's why let us find y3. Y3 is the old value. Therefore, what y2 we know all. Therefore, y3 equal to slope. What is the slope of this line? Minus 40 dB. Minus 40 log omega 3 is 8, omega 2 is 4, not 4.5. 0.5. Omega 2 is 0.5. 0.58 divided by 0.5 plus there the value is 36. If you use this, what we'll get? y3 equal to minus 12. Minus 12. y3 equal to minus 12. Minus 12. Now we know y3. y3 equal to minus 12. Therefore, here already we found this. Now we have to go for this range. We can go for this range. Omega 4 we have to find. The slope is minus 20 dB per decade. Here, the 8 comma minus 12 is the coordinate. Here, the coordinate is omega 4 comma minus 21. So omega 4 we have to find. Therefore, minus 21 equal to what is the slope? Slope is minus 20 log omega 4 not known. Omega 3 is 8 plus what is that slope? Magnitude is minus 12. So minus 21 minus 12 equal to minus 9. So minus 9 equal to minus 20 log omega 4 by 8. This implies minus minus getting cancelled. Therefore, 9 by 20 equal to log omega 4 divided by 8, or omega 4 by 8 equal to 10 to the power 9 by 20. This implies omega 4 equal to omega 4 equal to 22.55. Omega 4 equal to 22.55. So omega 4 equal to 22.55. Therefore, T4 equal to 1 by omega 4. T4 equal to 1 by 22.55 equal to 0.04. Therefore, T4 equal to 0.04. So we found all parameters. So we got the transfer function. What is K equal to 31.55? That is 31.55. Here T2 is the T3 is 0.125. That's why we got the numerator factor. Here this is 2. This is 0.044 and S in the denominator. Yes, we got all factors. This way we can find the transfer function. So we have to reverse the table. That's all.